It's that time again. Time for some real talk about real issues to enhance your real life. Whatever you think, whatever you know, whatever you feel, Tanya doesn't mind talking about it. Get ready for some real talk that is always rated R, because Talk with Tanya has got to be relevant. Talk with Tanya has got to be refreshing. But most importantly, Talk with Tanya has got to be real. Tune in right now for Real Talk with Tanya White.
Hello and welcome once again. We are in the new season of Real Talk with Tanya White. We're making this a September to remember and all for the rest of the year. For the rest of the year, every guest is going to be extraordinary, epic, excellent. And just like my guest today from Baltimore, they finally gave our man LaMarvelous what he wanted. Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. But before we get into it, I have to say thank you to our September sponsors, Casper and Cheryl Stockhams. They're authors, they're love builders. And we had Casper on to discuss his book, Mastering Adam, a few months ago. And now, of course, the lady of the house, Miss Cheryl, has released her book, Mastering Eve. We will have them both on before the month is over. So thank you once again, Casper and Cheryl, for being the Real Talk sponsors for September. If you would like to be a sponsor of the show, email us at Real Talk with Tanya White. You know, Tanya is Tanya. White is in the color at Gmail, or inbox me on one of my Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn platforms. You will get bang for your bucks, and you know that our show is popular, is most listened to, and we got the most extraordinary, excellent guests like Dr. Leroy. He's been on, he's been on Real Talk several times, and he is one of the guests that I always must have back. So thank you once again, Dr. Leroy, for coming back to have some real talk. How you been?
I've been good, and thank you for having me back. Because one thing that my dad taught me years ago is people don't have to do anything for you. So you have to be grateful and thankful when they ask you, back like this, or they ask you, to be a part of the things that they do. So thank you for including me in what you do in this real talk thing. Because if anything, what we need these days is some real talk.
Some real talk, rated R for being real relevant and refreshing. Listen, I see that you are calling yourself an impact builder, and that is my word. I have a phrase for the next 12 to 18 months: elevate, impact. Okay, and that's what my theme is for my school as the director of the Excel Center Clarksville. We're elevating our impact, elevating our influence. And so impact and elevation go hand in hand. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But before we get into some real talk, tell our audience who don't know you, and I don't know why they don't know you, but tell our audience who Dr. Leroy is.
Well, really simple is Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. is someone who is real, has a passion for entrepreneurship, has a passion for people and who are entrepreneurs, who wants to see us as a community succeed, thrive, and lastly, the name Impact wants to see people impacted in such a way that they are better after the encounter than they were before the encounter. I always tell people my assignment, whenever you see me on my podcast or anything that I say, my assignment every day that I wake up is to make you better by the end of the year than you were at the beginning of the year.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's what we do.
Absolutely. And you're an author, you're a speaker, you're an entrepreneur. And you have a book that we're going to talk about, Unleash Your Entrepreneurial Excellence. Now, okay, we have to dig deep. I've been an entrepreneur for decades. And, it took me a long time to step into that role. What does it take? Because we all have dreams, ideas, but what does it take to move that idea, that dream into manifested reality?
I'm gonna give you this, and it's what I call the 4 pillars of sustainability. And this works in your personal life and it works in your business life. They kind of intertwine with both of them.
Yes.
And these are the four pillars: your mindset, your principles, your processes,
Mm-hmm.
and your systems. There's
Mm-hmm.
not one successful person, there's not one successful brand, there's not one successful organization or company that does not have those four pillars in place. They have the right mindset, which is the way that they think, the way that they operate. They have the right principles. They have standards. They have foundational foundational principles that they stick to, that they live by. I call them my PVS and your BVS, which are your personal value system and
Yeah.
your brand value system. You got to have those processes. There's a process for everything. Everything, y'all. There's a process for everything. You cannot be successful without having a process in place. And then the system gives you the ability to be able to move in the process, to move those, whether it's you, whether it's your business, whether it's your brand, along in the process. So that's, to me, that's the pillar of sustainability. That's the pillar of being a successful entrepreneur in this 21st century.
Now you started off, you ripped the band-aid off when you talked about mindsets. Okay.
Yes.
Um, I remember the catchphrase, a mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a lot of us continue to waste it due to
Mhm.
mindsets.
Mhm.
Why? Dr. Leroy, give us that doctor wisdom. Why is it so hard for us? We know what it takes. We know about principles, systems, processes, but we can't even get to those three until we
Yeah.
get to our mindsets.
Yeah. And
Discuss
and
the
here's the
barriers of that.
Yeah, and here's what I've learned over the last 2 years. I've been a part of an organization called Remain,
Mm-hmm.
and what the Remain organization does, we have what we go through called the character arc, and this character arc deals with us from the inside out, not
Mm-hmm.
the outside in. If we deal with the inner person, the inner man, and you're able to understand the obstacles and challenges that you have from within, then you're able to deal with anything that comes outside. You understand it takes you through what it takes to be able to handle the obstacles that um and I'll give you the parameters of the arc. It's responsibility, ethicality, mastery, adjustability, adaptability. I'm sorry, adaptability and nobility. And when you're able to understand what aspect of your life that you need to that's being impacted within those parameters there, you begin to understand what mastery is. Mastery is mastering your mind and being able to do the things that you need to do. Um, Starting from the spiritual aspect of who you are, going with the adaptability. How fast are you able to adapt to the challenge that you're up against?
Mm-hmm.
And then your mastery is the last part of it, which is that it's a little piece between life, leadership, and legacy
Mm.
that you learn to be able to master and to work at constantly and consistently. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I've learned and how to be able to handle that mindset, because mindset is nothing more than what you believe, your
Yeah.
belief. What are you believing in that situation that you're in? And for those of us that want to see change, we have to be change,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to understand what it takes. You gotta see it before you can actually be it.
Yes.
You have to be able to understand, okay, this is where I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
This and these are the things that I need to do in order to be able to get me there. And then it takes the discipline.
Yes.
Mindset, your part of your mindset is the discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad Ali said he hated training.
Yeah.
He said he hated every single bit of training. He said, but if he was going to be the champion for the rest of his life, known as the
Yes.
champion for the rest of his life, he had to be able to know how to get through that. That was his mindset.
Yes.
I'm the greatest. He
I'm,
told us he was the greatest before he was the
before
greatest.
he was the greatest, he said he spoke his world through his words. The
Yep.
champ is here. But then you take us on the next one. Once you believe it in your mind, you got to believe it in your movements. And so when you said that he hated discipline, training. Yeah, he hated it, but in order for him to his words to create his world, he had to do the movements. Now we're gonna go into that. Once we get our mind together, we got to get our movements. What are we doing to train? What are we doing to build up our mental muscles, our physical muscles, and our intellectual muscles? Now, especially, this ties into being entrepreneur excellence. Some of us just say some stuff because we think, say it, and it's just going to be like Bewitched. Poof.
Yep, and boom.
That's not true, Dr. Leroy, is it?
Yeah, don't tell the people that, Tony. Don't be telling the people that no more.
Listen, how do we get ourselves to move in what we've trained our mind? We got our mindset together. We got it. We believe what we see what we believe it. Okay. Now it's just like training. My doctor said, yeah, girl, you got to exercise. My trainer says, this is what you got to do. I know it, but I don't do it. How do we get in the movement part of what is in our mind?
Movement begins with discipline, commitment, and consistency. And here I'll give you an example of that with me. I had one of my goals was to lose 15 pounds to get down to my ideal weight, which is like 140. A couple years ago, a friend she's a phenomenal trainer, fitness trainer. She put this challenge out to walk for 30 days, right? Just walk for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, 30 days. That's all she wanted people to do. And I was like, all right, that's cool, because where I live, I can walk an hour because I can walk up and I can walk back. Started doing that, and I was already doing my exercises that I do, but I'd gotten away from walking. So over the last 2 years now, maybe 2.5 years now, I stepped on the scale and I'd gotten down to 138 pounds. How did I get down to that? Because every day, Monday through Friday, whether I felt like it or not, I got up and walked for that hour. And as I began to get into the habit of walking, I became consistent in walking. I became committed to walking. I became disciplined to walk, where it's like my body's like, hey, you know what time it is. Let's go. It's time to get up there and go walk. And you become, when you have those three words that stick in your mind, commitment, discipline, consistency, that's how you begin to move yourself from where you are to where it is that you want to be. And here's the thing, the great thing about how God created us in our minds, what the mind focuses on, it will move towards. So whether it's positive or negative, the mind will move towards that. If you say you're a bad person, if you say you're this, that, and the other, the mind is going to follow that. If the mind constantly tells you that you love bonbons like Peggy Bundy, then you're going to crave and eat bonbons. So it's imperative with our mindset that we begin to think in terms of, like I said, the discipline, commitment, and consistency.
Absolutely. I love what you said. And I heard, let me just repeat and reframe. You said once you got into the habit of walking, even though you didn't want to, you build a habit of it. It built more consistency, commitment, and discipline. And once we get that and develop our mind is going to go and transfer to our movements. So wherever the mind is where the movements are going to go. Is that what you said, doctor?
That's what I said. That's what I said. I'm sticking to it.
And that's why he's Dr. Leroy. Okay. Now we got all that together. We doing it, Dr. Leroy. And this is still unleashing entrepreneurial excellence. Then, we committed, consistent, disciplined, but we're not getting the results that we planned on. So then we start to say, oh my goodness, this ain't for me. We want to give up, or we want to switch. How do we develop perseverance to sustain in this race and journey called entrepreneurial excellence?
Yeah, and that's the thing, because a lot of people get discouraged when they don't see the results right away.
Yes.
And I always think in terms of, this isn't a sprint. This isn't the 100-yard dash. It's a marathon. And everybody knows a marathon, it's not about the immediate. It's about the sustainability, the longevity. That you got 24 miles to get to. So there's a strategy to running 24 miles, just as there's a strategy to running the 100-yard dash or being a sprinter. So you have to understand the difference. They're both running, but they're running different in different ways.
Yeah.
So when you don't see the results that you want immediately, you want to analyze what it is. What are the challenges? Is it something that I'm doing? Is it something that I'm not doing? Is it something that I need to be doing? Those are the things when you take a look. And I do this thing, and I just did it a couple weeks ago, where it's the 6-month checkup, where you've gone through. We're through half of 2025 right now. So in order for us to be able to see, okay, what have I done? What have we done these first 6 months? Taking a look at your numbers, taking a look at your branding, taking a look at your marketing, taking a look at those things that did work, taking a look at those things that didn't work. When you take a look at all of those different aspects of your business, if you were getting the results weren't getting the results in the marketing, okay, that may have to do with where you were. Yeah. Am I on the right social media platforms? Am I on Facebook versus I should be on LinkedIn? Am I on, Instagram when I should be on Facebook? You got to take a look at those different things and say, okay, well, for the first 6 months, I was on here. So let me see if I can adjust or pivot, as some people like to say, or shift to say, hey, let me go over here, because I found out that this is where my target audience is, or my target market is. So let me devise a strategy that hits them there, because there's nothing more appropriate than discovering, or with marketing, especially when it comes to marketing, being seen, being found, being heard, and getting paid. Yeah, and you look at it from that perspective. You look at those 4 parameters of what you're doing. Is what I'm doing getting me seen? Is it getting me found? Is it getting me heard? And fourthly, is it getting me paid? Yes. And making those adjustments according to what the data is showing, what it's telling you. And don't be afraid to say, you know what, that's not working. Or don't be afraid to say, yeah, that is working. Let's keep doing that. And I'll give you real quick, a Ravens, because I know you're a Ravens fan. I know you're a big time Ravens fan.
I'm a Marvelous fan.
Don't worry about it. We'll bring you over to the purple and black side this year. So, because we're ready this year. That's all I'm saying. We're ready this year.
I know it. And look, Louisville's ready to come and be ready with y'all. Okay.
But a couple years ago, in the AFC Championship game, their offensive coordinator had the worst offensive game plan ever. Mm-hmm. And what I've said about it, me and my buddy, when we talk about the Ravens, one of the things that Coach Harbaugh and his staff, they are not good at, is making adjustments. Woo! When they've gone in
at halftime. You got to slow that down. Come on. They are not good at what?
Making adjustments. Yes.
Message: a lot of people are not good at making adjustments. And let me put a pin in that.
No.
Because it goes back to our mindset. that if
Yep.
I adjust, then I'm going to look like a failure. No.
Right.
Adjustments don't mean that you failed. It just means that that is not working for this season, this play, and in this
Right.
situation. Go
Correct.
ahead, Dr. Leroy.
Absolutely. And that's what they did not do. They panicked, or I just think that they didn't have a game plan, a good game plan from the beginning. You had the number one rushing offense all year, and you get to the AFC Championship game against a team that you could beat. You were better than, but you choose to try and play their game and try and get the Marvelous to throw the ball more than they were running the ball. It didn't make sense. It just did not make sense. So as an entrepreneur, as an organization, you've got to do what makes sense. You've got to say, hey, here's the things that we do, but be willing to be flexible, be willing to be adaptable, be willing to shift, be willing to pivot to say, hey, maybe like you were saying, this might not be right for right now. We can come back to it, but it's not right for right now. And if we tweak it a little, if we move it a little to the left or a little to the right, then it becomes great. You wear glasses like me, so I know you've gone and gotten your eyes examined, right?
Yes.
When you go to get your, I know I hate it too. When you get your, what do the doctors do? Does this look good? How does this look? They ask you, what are you seeing clearly?
Yes.
And a lot of us as entrepreneurs, we're sitting there with the lens out of focus.
Yes.
Instead of telling the doctor, I can't see.
I can't see. Point blank period. I can't see. And Dr. Leroy, when we lie to the doctor, it ain't impressing the doctor. It is hurting
Not
us.
at all.
Because we
Right.
can't see.
So be cognizant of what you see. Be real about what you see. If it has to do with the bottom line, with your bottom line not being there, okay, what do I need to do in order to be able to fix my bottom line, in order to be able to get more clients, in order to be able to move this way? And you got to look at your positioning. You got to look at, am I talking to the right people? Not just talking to the right people. Are you talking the right language to the right people?
Come on.
And a lot of people don't understand that either. Yeah, you can have your target market, your target audience all day, but if you ain't speaking their language, they ain't listening to you.
They not listening to you. And let me take a little step further, especially if you have people on your team who have limited vision, who have blurred vision, who are lying about what they see and what they can do. That is going to stifle you. And even if you're not an entrepreneur, you're a leader. I'm a school director and all that stuff. One thing that irritates my pinky toe is when, because I'm a visionary. I came in there saying I'm a vision. I have big vision. I'm a game changer. And for the next 3 years, we are elevating our impact. So I see far. I'm already in the 2028. Now, what irritates my pinky toe, Dr. Leroy, is people who trusted me when we first began this journey together. And the vision was what they wanted because they could see it. They were comfortable in it, right? One thing entrepreneurs have to realize when it's time to let people go off their team.
Yeah.
Who are not with the big vision.
Yes.
One thing I have learned is, especially championship teams, I tell them all the time, we're bulls in the 90s. That's my thing. The people who started with Phil Jackson when he first became coach were not the ones, a lot of them were the ones who were with the three-peat championship dynasty building Bulls. Why? Because they could not get with the vision, the new vision, the Phil Jackson vision, the Zen master, and having everybody operate in their position. Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, Kirk, Grant. Everybody had a position to play. And everybody wasn't Jordan. Everybody couldn't fly in the air. Everybody was not Pippen to assist Jordan. Rodman was the rebound king. He was there to get the rebounds by any means necessary.
And he understood his assignment. He didn't have to go outside of that. I'm here because I know exactly I'm going to get that ball off the rim every single time.
Every single time. If I got to knock people down, if I got to pat them on the butt, if I got to wink at them, Rodman understood his assignment. We got to have,
and he did all that.
To understand the assignment that they're in and not try to play somebody else's position. Is that what I hear you saying, Dr. Leroy?
Absolutely. Rodman was not trying to be Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
And we got to play our position. As we wrap up, Dr. Leroy, you know you're going to have to come back. Unleashing our entrepreneurial excellence.
Yes.
In 30 seconds or more, what do we have to do? Because it's easy to say I'm an entrepreneur, I own my own business. Mm-hmm. It is difficult to say I am a thriving, profit-earning, lucrative business that keeps expanding and has impact. What is the difference? And how can we incorporate that?
Yeah, and it goes to that one word that we talked about is mindset. You have to understand, and the word unleash means it's already inside of you. Yeah. You have to be willing to let it out. When you unleash something, you're pulling it out of yourself. The excellence is already inside of you. Yeah. And in this, in the book, I just give you some tips and jewels and gems, some things that you have inside of you. And I'm just pulling them out. I'm giving you the ability to pull them out so that when you walk into that office or you're sitting across from that potential client, they see the excellence that you walk in. They understand, wow, this is somebody that's different than everybody else. Yep. This is somebody that doesn't think like everybody else. I tell entrepreneurs every single day that we don't think like everybody else.
Yes, no.
We operate from a different perspective, from a different way of thinking. And that's every single day. We have to be willing to unleash that excellence that's inside of us towards those that we serve. Because that's what we do. As entrepreneurs, we serve. Yes. We're serving those that work with us, whether it's in a collaboration and partnership. We serve those that work for us, those that that do the work that allows us to be able to go out and do the things that we do. Yeah. And then we serve those that see our products or our services as the answer to their problems. Absolutely. And so we have a responsibility to unleash that and to walk in that. And when we walk in that, I promise everybody that's listening, that's watching this, you will keep the doors open. You will have the sustainability that we all want to have, but not everybody has because they don't operate in that excellence.
That's right. Point. The doctor has spoken. He shall be back. Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. Give us your contact information, how people can stay connected to you.
No, sure. They can connect with us. My link tree is probably where you can go and get everything. Yeah. But that's http:// link linktr.ee/JNF Enterprises. That'll have all of them. Tell them
what JNF means now. Don't leave us.
Oh, JNF. Yeah, and you're right about that because that's the foundation of everything. JNF stands for Jesus Never Fails.
Jesus never fails. Never, ever fails.
Never, ever, ever.
Forever. Never fails. Dr. Leroy, as always, it's a joy. I got to talk to you in the middle of, let's talk again in the middle of football season and see how them Ravens are doing.
Oh, for sure.
Getting some help. Hopefully this year we will be up there celebrating a Super Bowl. Come on.
Exactly. Holding that trophy. Holding that trophy.
Because we've come so close.
Yeah.
But they got to be willing to adjust, and I think they finally got it. Again, Dr. Leroy, thank you so much. Listen, y'all rather reshare this, listen to this wonderful nuggets. Again, thank you to our September sponsors of the Real Talk with Tanya White show, Casper and Cheryl Stockham, authors of the book Mastering Adam, Mastering Eve. If you want to become a sponsor of the Real Talk with Tanya White show, we get the word out. People listen. Email us at realtalkwithtanyawhite at gmail.com. Dr. Leroy, you've been great. And like I always say, audience, until next time, love your life, live your life, and laugh through your life. Love ya. Bye-bye.